XSplit. Why are you so slow? You can do it, bud. It's a basic feature of the software to switch scenes. Come on! You can do it! Apparently not. Oh, there we are. Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents Master of Puppets, a side campaign to the Grimstone Chronicles. I am your DM and host tonight. Marty is my name, and I'm joined by 2/3 of the Ontario crew. How is...
Everyone doing?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
everyone doing.
We're
I
good.
feel like I had a fucking seizure or something.
Yeah, that's what, like I was waiting for where's the rest of it go?
I fooled you there. I was actually playing with an audio thing. Okay. And then stop talking.
I'm so confused. Where's the rest of it? Start over.
Oh, no. Patterns.
How is everyone doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Not much going on. Sorry.
Blaze Lord, Wither, Fox, how'd you do?
I finally plumbed the sink in my basement. It was... there were some stories back from when my wife went like, I'm gonna get the countertop guy, and it's like, okay, get the countertops. So you're gonna get sinks too? Yeah, they'll install sinks. And they didn't plumb shit. So I came home for I think I flew in from like work out in I think I was in Texas. I might have been in California, where I come home to like at 7 o'clock at night going, none of the water mains have to be off because the one of the sink's stoppers leaks, so the whole water main had to be off. And it's like my father-in-law, my wife are home, and there's a pile of stuff and they didn't know what to do with it, and it's like, and all this has to be installed before we can turn the water off. Like,
Good times.
You come home from a trip and come home to do some work.
Well, it's one of those things where, but I gave you money and you were gonna like project manage this, and just you get the
Pay someone to do it now. I'm going to a hotel. My answer right there.
So, anyways, when I did that, the sink where the stoppers did work, that was in the basement, didn't matter. So I left it for about a year. In fact, exactly a year, because it was this weekend. It was around procrastination. So it doesn't line up because everything in this house is built funny, so things don't line up correctly. It was built by a builder, so it was just like a bunch of materials used to make a house. So the sink drain doesn't line up with the sewer drain in a standard format, and the angle that it's off by is just enough to put too much torque on the drain so that the drain leaks. And I had a serious fuck you with it. I tried around and I wiggled some things, and it was all like...
How much did you use your newfound strength to solve the problem? Like, did you apply the 500 pounds of force?
It's like no one's looking like,
fuck this, it's gonna work.
I did, and I made it work. I made things that didn't line up. Like I changed the shape of the wall to get this and then the seal
the whole house is groaning. We just move the
seal
load-bearing wall an inch.
The problem is the fucking seal. Because there's too much stress on the seal wouldn't actually seal. So then I had to undo it. My fingers hurt from undoing the stupid thing I did by like just force it. Because it's now tight and it's jammed. So what I ended up doing is finding like my favorite plumbing fix, which is like if something doesn't work,
cock it.
No. Cock it. It's amateur bullshit. What kind of an amateur hour? You go to the Home Depot or wherever, Lowe's for me. You go to the plumbing section and you get a flexible coupler, and you get a flexible coupler of a little bit bigger than you think you need. And what I got was a 2-inch to 3-inch flexible coupler, which is basically like a funnel. It's a big rubber funnel. So you put that thing on the sewer drain, you crank that fucker down, and it doesn't fucking matter if the things don't line up because it's going to fall in the little thing and it goes
gravity.
down the hole.
Because gravity, until things back up, but whatever.
There's a little water trap there. Yeah, whatever. Something. But
I don't know. What's the last plumbing thing I did? About 2 weeks ago, there was too much hair going down my bathroom sink. Because look at me, the beard and the long hair, and being a man. So I'm like, how am I going to unclog this thing? Like, how am I going to reach down there? And I'm like, I got rid of like metal clothes hangers years ago. Like, they're all plastic. Like, otherwise I would have just like opened up a metal clothes hanger and jammed it down there.
3
and, like,
cans of Coke.
pulled it out. So I'll get a couple of knives, and I open up the drawer. I'm like, aha, barbecue skewers. So I grabbed 2 barbecue skewers. They're like super long, and I just kind of went, oh, there's the hair, and everything went, and I'm like, yeah. Ink checked my way through this shit.
I think we just lost half our viewers.
No, I'm
Foxfire just said F you and left. Weird.
I'm humoring Adam with his house stories by
here's the thing.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of. I think our chat is a lot of dudes of similar age to us who have these problems. I think there's a
overweight, balding, and love D&D. What?
Hey, speak for yourself, man. My hair stopped receding. I still got a full head of it.
I have lots of hair. It's just not here.
Hey, Kenny, how's it going?
Nothing else. No need to go. Because like, whoop, I'm out of here.
I also the reason why my butt hurt last night. There was a
Adam. Don't do it.
Had that been at poker last night, you would have been destroyed with that comment.
Oh, yes. So we were playing poker, and that wasn't it. It was I was working out while playing poker because I have the gym in the basement, and I loaded up the wrong weight for the last exercise, which was like a really hard one. So I was doing pause squats, and I like the next day I'm like, why does my ass hurt? Like it's like, what did I do? I mean, like the glute part, like the bum part, not the
ate pizza. Fine. Yes. Extra cheese.
Like, I look up, it's like, oh, that was an overload. That accessory was harder than the main movement. Oops. No wonder it felt real hard. So, not paying attention, or paying more attention on the poker than on the weights. You need to balance that shit out a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I kind of get Kenny's sentiment. As much as I don't care for 5e, I got it more people in the community. Yeah, it's kind of like the gateway drug to D&D. It's D&D has now become a cool thing.
Yeah, so weird. High school's like, do you want to play D&D?
Right. You had to. There was this whole kind of like dance where it's like you're trying to
urge you
feel out if they wanted to play D&D. It's not the thing.
Guys, he said D&D.
I remember it wasn't the thing you yelled from the rooftop in high school. At least in my day. I still played it. Like I still fucking ran a campaign every weekend.
Don't care. Doing it.
D&D was a movie reference for me from E.T.
Did they
I think it was
E.T.?
I think E.T. has a D&D reference in it. Until grad school, like I legitimately didn't know what it was.
Well, that's how I met these two.
Yeah, but I legitimately did not know. Like it's not like a jokingly, no, I didn't know what the fuck it was.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I got into D&D through you guys before I was doing the Heroes and Champions system with my friends from high school.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What was I doing yesterday that impressed me? I a long time ago I went to Hero Forge or Hero Lab, which is the one where you build your custom miniature.
Hero Forge.
Hero Forge. And last time I had visited Hero Forge was years ago, and like you could just build like an unpainted miniature. Now it's pretty sophisticated. So I started building. I'm like, I'm gonna build miniatures for each of the guys in Grimstone. So I built Agony. Like I've got a red dragon man with wings because he'll eventually have wings, and he looked really cool. And then I got to the cart and it was like $50 or $60. I'm like, no, There's no way I'm gonna build a miniature.
Each you
for
buy your own, damn
yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, we've got too many NPCs and PCs in our campaigns to invest in that. But I was impressed at the tools that they had. Maybe one day I'll get some. I'll get some Hero Forges. I need a place to put it. I've got no room in my humble apartment.
Let's just get a 3D printer and fucking go crazy.
No, it's the problem with the 3D printer and going crazy is there's this big step called 3D modeling, and then there's 3D modeling in such a way that the 3D
Let's get models offline and go crazy.
Well, if we ever went back to like in-person miniatures, and there are a couple of scenarios where that might be possible or required, then I could see, investing in a character for a long-term campaign. Right now, like we don't use those miniatures, so it's kind of a waste of money.
When I made custom miniatures for the different characters so I made a Darthanon, I made some stuff for Violet and a few other characters from older campaigns when we were playing in real, together. About $50. It's a little bit more than the raw materials that are put in, but then there's about 30 hours of work or so.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 8 characters in this party, and then like another 8 in the other party.
$400. $800.
That's 16
Can we get a
characters
deal?
for this campaign, right? I'm
just saying that for an individual character, basically, if we were playing with miniatures,
Yeah.
this is the first time I've seen this website. I would probably order one of these things for each of the characters, each of the main characters.
I was thinking about getting one for, don't tell the other guys, hopefully they're not watching, in the Titans gift campaign, building, because they had like an elephant-headed miniature. Like I could build
I'm looking at it right now.
I could build like the tokens for the Titans gift guys. I was thinking about doing that for like Christmas or whatever, but I'm like, I'm not sure if I
Don't like him that much. Not really sure about that guy.
I
so.
already give them the gift of DMing, so
There you go. Proud of it.
Yeah. All right, why don't we dive into what happened last game? Oh yeah, we played poker last night. A bunch of the people from both the campaigns. It was a lot of fun.
Adam owes $10 American and he has to put his house up for sale.
Yep.
It's basically like half a paycheck.
I did well the first game.
That is all a joke. That is not real. There's no financial difficulties.
Yeah. I did well the first game. The second game, Neil just kicked our ass. Neil saying, everyone...
I don't know how to play this game.
I don't know how to bluff. Everyone could read me. And like, an hour later, he's just raking it in. It was funny. And we saw Levi. Levi moved out of Seattle and hasn't played with us since he's done that. But we saw him last night, which was good to catch up with him.
So you're saying you can play Fridays?
Yeah. $10. $10. Anyways, gambling's bad.
Yeah, low dollars.
So I didn't wake up this morning with a hurt butt. I woke up this morning and went, what did I do last night? Oh yeah, okay.
No, I was supposed to do a volume workout with no heavy stresses, and then I did something that was like 95% of maximum capacity, and it's like, no, I was supposed to be in the 80% range, and you did 95 because you weren't paying a fucking attention, and you don't quite have all the plates you need, so you just picked a number. You just picked the next heaviest one because it was what you could do.
I woke up this morning and my back was hurting a bit, and like, wow, what the fuck? Oh yeah, this is just normal. Oh yeah.
Getting old. All right, let's do
When this is over, we can get together and we can fix it. Your back can be better. We will feed you and we will train you, and you will have a back of steel.
Talk to me in 4 years. Talk to me in 4 years.
You just need to give your back a good crack. You need to lie really flat and kind of shift your hips
so
over.
exercise enough so either my back or my butt hurts.
Yes.
I'll go with my back for now.
See, the exercise that makes my butt hurt, my back would hurt if my back was weaker than my butt. But my butt is not as strong as my back is, which is how we want it.
I think we're going to get banned. Just throwing it out there.
All right. Episode 24 was called Requiem for a Nightmare. The party rests at the Belfont Tower after the grand melee with the hobgoblin gangs. Grakkel, Barnabus, Junker, and Ghost visit the foreign market in search for a magical tattoo artist. Grakkel receives many small gifts from resident Hob as he's recognized as the new night sheriff, whether he wants to or not. The new reluctant night sheriff.
Why is there a whole bunch of people with red on them in the tower?
Oh, it was the end of the night. Barnabus receives a package, a codex penned in hell. Grakkel honors Senfu Toligan with a respectful funeral. Ghost and Junker try to pull a magic trick involving the recently deceased Senfu, but are shaken by the unexpected results. Back at the tower, after the funeral, I think Barnabas and a few of the others drank very heavily and just sort of passed out in various places. The Lich Malafont visits Barnabas in a whiskey-fueled dream, demanding action. Barnabas passed out on the stairs, and then Mark realized how close he was to the Lich. And the Lich visited him in his dreams. So yeah, Grakkel had gone to sleep and everyone had gone to sleep. The next morning, the birds, who are now friend, Duckin and Polly, are in the kitchen squawking and quacking away. Barnabas kind of rolls over and sort of slumps down the steps. Grakkel, you had already gotten up because I don't think you drank.
No.
You were doing some exercises and some meditations. Oh, fuck my fucking head. Oh, you must have overdid it a bit last night. Barnabas looks a little shaken.
Do you remember much of what was happening last night?
Oh, I remember what the fuck...
Where the hell am I? Alright, I'll get up.
Chagga, could you start the coffee? I need to speak to all of you. You know who talked to me last night?
Yeah. Let us go and bring everyone.
Let's just leave Alistair. He seems to be discovering himself.
Right? Yeah, whatever.
I don't know what it is. He spends all the time in that creepy little room of his with that cat. Did anyone fill you in with what happened
Adam?
with Junker and Ghost with the reincarnation attempt?
Oh, no.
Okay.
So Ghost doesn't really care. He's more concerned about Junker's reaction. Junker was really, really bothered by the fact that even if a spirit doesn't want to come back, there's some sense that the spirit is there. It was like Junker cast the spell on a completely empty vessel. Like there was no sign of the soul of Senfu Toligan.
Barnabas remembers resurrection magic being done outside of the city, nothing inside of the city other than by the five-faced god priests.
Is somebody else already done it? A working theory still?
Barnabas mentioned that the Imperium has tools of war that make it difficult for people to raise their dead. And then he couldn't remember. He's not 100% certain, but he hasn't heard of a story of somebody being brought back to life. First, it's illegal if you're not of the five-faced god or some sanctified religions.
It's fine. That's not the city.
Yeah, I know. Second, he's like it may only work outside the city, and he's got theories. Junker was bothered by this because he fully expected it to work.
It was supposed to work.
Yep.
You were supposed to have something over Grakkel. You're supposed to give us 5,000.
Grakkel would be like, "You brought him back. Put him back in the hole."
Big pile of dead bodies.
my reaction was, even if you tried it, he wouldn't come back. So he's like, yeah, he wouldn't come back. He's not pleased that you did it, but you're like, no, he wasn't there.
Chagga looks like he didn't drink last night. He's actually humming to himself and cooking up some eggs.
Whose eggs?
Are the eggs fleshy or
He has a very small egg pan that has, it looks like he cracked only a couple of eggs in it, and he seems to be like hiding them from you. Don't worry, I'll cook you breakfast. I'm gonna finish mine first. Meh. Yes, of course.
Junker and Ghost, do you remember from last night? Junker and Ghost had told us. Do you remember what you realized? About the spirit of my master and maybe others. Perhaps it is something
the
that
spirits
Dakin did it.
fucking missing.
Perhaps it is something that Dakin did. Was he a caster or just...
Well, by the looks of that statue that was placed at his grave, he might have been a worshipper of Maglubiyet. You know, the crater god of goblins and hobgoblins.
Sure, but still, Junker said you should still be able to sense the spirit.
That's right. The Imperium's got some fucked up ways of, winning wars at all sorts of levels. Guns are the least of, well, they're the obvious ones.
In common, Junker is going to actually I think Goblin.
Imperium's been around for an awfully long time. They've got a few tricks up their sleeves, even against really powerful and magical enemies.
You should dig him up and fucking ask him in Goblin.
Ooh, I can contact spirits and talk to them. I offered Grakkel before.
Grakkel.
Grakkel before.
I will take you up on your offer now. This is
Very well.
In Mizumi, I'll get my things. Junker's off to go. He's getting a shovel.
Do you need his entire body to do this?
Oh, yes, the more intact, the better.
Can this wait till the night? I do not want to do it during the day.
I haven't prepared my spells yet. You know,
I will do it tonight for you. Per spells tomorrow. He said I didn't prepare my spells today?
No, he said he didn't prepare his spells yet.
Junker is also adding needle and thread so that he can stitch the head back onto the torso. Or he was gutted and then a sword through the eye, so he should be okay. I don't think he was beheaded. Or was he gutted, beheaded, and sword through the eye? Anyways,
the worse off that he is the more inaccurate the post-mortem discussion shall be.
Just want to have a discussion. Know what happened.
Well, it's questions. I told you we have to talk about the things he knew in life, and you can ask 6 questions.
But the important thing is he is there to respond. He should be there to respond, yes.
Well, I'm not a high priest of a religion with access to libraries and such, and he's looking at Barnabus. Barnabus rubbing his head. But spirits who have died recently should be lingering around.
29 spellcraft? Would this... basically, Junker is concerned that would this spell functioning would dissuade the concerns previous.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work for whatever reason. That's fine. The question is whether or not the soul is a thing, or do we have to find a way to?
Yeah, 29.
Yeah, health, but yeah.
The spell does two things. It does give life to the corpse so it can speak, like a little bit of energy to the corpse. But it definitely is. The corpse doesn't have memory. The soul does.
Okay. So it is a type of soul magic that requires a soul. Like if it was if you got turned into a zombie or whatever, the spell wouldn't work.
In fact, one of the things of the spell that's written in the spell is the spell does not work if it has been turned into an undead creature.
Yeah.
With your 29, you know that if it's turned into an animated undead creature, that is actually conflicting with the part of the spell that gives life enough to the corpse so it can speak. If it's a intelligent undead creature, it means that soul has already been corrupted, and you probably need to find other ways to talk to it.
Yeah.
Or a combination of the two. And now you're thinking, can someone who got turned into a shadow also be a zombie? And the answer is yes.
Inazumi, prepare your spell, and he's gonna go and he's.
All right, I will fiddle with the formulas and the patterns.
How much is the armor ready yet, or not yet?
All of your equipment is ready.
All the equipment's ready. Okay.
Yep. All of your downtime is complete when the package arrived, basically. Oh shit! The armor you did later. That's right. There was one dangling thing. So no.
Not yet. Okay.
Give me a second. It was 8 days.
It's supposed to be 7 or 8 days. Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine. There was enough downtime. You go ahead.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
All right. Chagga feeds you guys breakfast. Soon, there's a group of you headed towards the crypt garden. Chagga is going with you. Barnabus will go with you. Our ghost and rat.
Yeah.
Going. The parrot familiar flew back onto Barnabas's skin. And Duckin, I think Chagga is just going to leave Duckin behind to guard the kitchen. He'll bring Los.
Oh, we need to speak with the crafter regarding in reinforcing the Los's vase.
I don't think Los and I have money left over.
If we can pool our money together, perhaps that would be useful.
It's not a bad idea. What do you think, Los? And Chagga touches it. Los comes popping out. Oh, we're outside. Yes, there's no one in the street, though. Yeah, I don't know what happens if that thing breaks. Maybe I die. Can undead die? Yes, undead can be destroyed. Oh, I don't want to be destroyed. Yeah, use my money. I believe you've got around 650 gold or so. Yeah, maybe that's enough.
I will. I do not have any more. In fact, I owe Barnabus quite a bit.
Hey,
I will.
If you can't fucking like reinforce the material magically, why don't you just fucking get like a metal container on the outside, like armor for the container?
Yeah, can we just do that? Like a big tube, and it goes inside.
I don't know. I'm not a fucking crafter. Ask the fucking Kobo when we get back. It's a good idea. It's just you're talking really loud. My head really hurts. You too, he turns to the rats who aren't saying anything. Barnabus is a bit grumpy. Ooh, touchy.
What is bugging you?
Somebody doesn't have spells of healing to get rid of hangovers.
You said you wanted to say something to us in the beginning, in the morning.
That's fucking right. Guess you visited my dreams last night, he says as he's kind of walking backwards when you guys are walking to the graveyard. It's fucking Maleficent, the Dreadmoth. He could talk to you in your fucking dreams. I think he cast some sort of nightmare spell. How the fuck is the Lich casting spells?
That is worrisome.
I did pass out rather close to him, though. I did sleep like 3 feet away from him. It's fucking last time I fall asleep on them stairs.
So what did he want?
He's all pissed off that we're not going to fetch his ring. From the she-elf.
Yes.
That's what he calls her, to saw a win. You know, the whole point of us going to the Mistmere was to find out where she is.
How far is Mistmere from here?
Mistmere was like 2 or 3 days walk. We're not going back to Mistmere. We're fucking.
No, not Mistmere. The Elven place. Hold on, I wrote it on my list.
Yes, Fortress Top. Barnabus has knowledge geography. It's fucking far.
Silandrine. Fortress Top. How far is it?
No, we're not fucking walking there, that's for sure. We're gonna take a fucking train, I think.
If it's taking too long, I need to speak with the ones who are trying to be the Menace leaders. So if you tell me a time, I can either leave and then come back.
Why don't you just be the night watchman, let them be the Menace, and... Let me open up the Volcanica world map for a second.
You want us to kill the Menace? Like all the Menace?
No. So what we didn't get into was I was visited by, during the funeral, I was visited by the Oni. There's 3 of them. There's the Oni Mage. Visited by the Oni Mage, and he said, take 40% of everything you collect and just back us up, or back me up. Like, all right, fine. Said, all right, I'll decide. And then the next rival school showed up with about 40 or 50 of their students. There's 100 or more of their actual students, but they showed up in a really large number with their master, who didn't talk to me, but the statement of there's a large number of us was made. They didn't show disrespect, but show of force. The statue that showed up that appeared at his grave was the last thing that happened, and that was by the priestess. What was her name? Something at the cage. What was her name? Something of cages.
I've pasted all the info in chat. You're welcome.
I can't make sure. Crone of Cages. Yes, she's the priestess of the
School of Mountain Fist.
Well, no. She's the priestess of Maglubiyet, was it? And it appears that my master was a follower of the same god. She wasn't there. She was invisible, but Junker smelled her out. You know what her scent is?
Okay, so she's an arcane caster.
She's in something. It appeared.
Sorry. Junker smelled her out. Ghosts can only smell arcane casters. Junker smelled her out.
Yeah, it appeared. I don't know how.
Okay.
Fucking Barnabas goes over to like a dirty patch of the road, and with his little cane he draws. Here's the fucking coastline. Here's Foundry. Here's Miss Mere. That was like fucking 3 days walk out there, 3 days back. That's the Elsia Vale and Fortress Top's way the fuck over here. Now, I think we could take a train all the way to Axbridge, and then we get off the train there, and then we figure out how to get to Fortress Top. There's got to be a road or something.
Ghost puts up his hand.
Yes.
Why is there an H in that name? But you will say Axbridge.
I'll fucking club you with this. I don't care if I'll be... Well, actually, I do care that I'll be haunted by rats if I do that.
Taking the train, and the rats are talking to each other.
It's the same train that probably goes all the way to the capital of Kinderholm.
This trip will take probably...
Trains travel at like average with all the train 30 miles an hour. We could probably reach Axbridge in half a day. Walk, maybe horses. I don't know. We'll figure out. There's no train that goes to Fortress Top. It's in the middle of the Lyriad Woods.
So possible 2 days or 3 days there, 3 days back.
I think it's a full day to Haxbridge. These are 60-mile hexes, right?
Yep, it'll be 12 hours to Axbridge.
Oh, half a day is in like half of a whole day as opposed to half a day is in like
4 hours? No.
4 hours.
It's not working day.
Not a working day in the modern era. Yeah.
3 days probably walk to Fortress Top, assuming there's roads to follow, and 3 days back. We could be back here in
10 days.
Hey, within 10 days. Maybe things will have settled down by then. If not, they'll fight it out themselves. We only have to beat up one of them.
Maybe they'll have a new night sheriff by the time we get back. And then you can kill him.
Look, if you fight one of them, you're just going to have to fight the other two.
I'm not going to fight any of them. I'd prefer there was not a fight. I just need to select the right one to back up.
Some creepy fucking Oni and some old crone.
The crone might be the one I will go to.
The easiest one is probably the army of men. That's the easiest. We should probably attack them first.
If they had approached me, I would have talked to them. But they were too proud. Their statement was, did not need you.
There's one fucking thing for sure, they're afraid of the tower.
That is true.
I think we're afraid of the tower too.
Yeah, that is very true.
It's a scary fucking place.
There's like a dead, like massive hydra on the stair.
Although I think after our expedition to Fortress Top, I think I might want to take a visit into the Lich's quarters. You know, the quarters we haven't quite gotten past. There's probably some shit in there. Maybe even the Lich's phylactery. Oh well. We'll save it for another time.
Get them by the bumpy fuzzies.
Right. I've always wanted to go to Fortress Top. I think there's a museum there.
All right. When do you want to leave to Fortress Top?
Well, after we talk to your master spirit, of course. You can leave tomorrow. Or maybe catch a train today. What do you think?
I will leave a message with the... what was the guy? The guy that we gave us that paid us?
Are we supposed to be digging? Says Junker in Izumi.
There's no... he's not... No, he's in a slot in the wall. So kind of just open the slot and pull him out. Kind of easy.
Yeah, you guys walk into the random things? No. Oops, sorry. The end of these... We're near the end of the chapter as the last couple of adventures that I've run for this group have been less random stuff and more plotted, because I need to kind of fold this group into the other timeline. So my adventures in the last little bit are a little bit more planned as opposed to randomly generated. Good question, okay. All right, so you get to Grakkel's master's grave. You can see that the offerings are still all there. You also see the crowbar that Junker and Rat used yesterday to open up the grave, and the new masonry is all kind of screwed up along one side as they broke into it and basically slid the corpse out to cast their spell on it, and then they slid it back, but they didn't reseal the.
Okay, I thought they would just because they took a sample from him when he was dead, and for that spell all you needed was a bit, but they were doing it for the whole hog.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, they're like, we know where he is, we don't have to dig a hole. Yeah, we might as well just go there. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Even Barnabus kind of just goes in there. He just applies his human weight against the crowbar and pops the
lid. Maybe
it's like it's almost like a shelf open to the sarcophagus. The corpse probably still has Chagga's gentle repose running on it, because he just was buried. So the smell of incense, the corpse has not begun to turn because Chagga's been keeping it fresh.
Do what you have to do, Chagga.
You easily pull out the Chagga and Barnabus grab one end and carefully pull out the wooden plank that the corpse is wrapped up in. It looks like Junker and Rat also cut some of the wrappings. Like there's some loose strings near the head, so your master's face is still kind of poking through. What were the wounds on the master? It was...
He got stabbed through the eye, he had his gut cut open, and we're trying to remember whether or not his head was cut off.
I think because when you're describing his wounds, you went back on something. I don't remember what it was.
I think it was the decapitation. I think it was a gut cut.
Yeah, I think he was
disemboweled.
He wasn't. I don't think he was gutted. I think his chest was like exploded with a palm or whatever, and then the sword was.
Okay. Chagga begins to rustle around in a bag and place awkwardly on the ground sort of a ring of black tapered candles. He pulls out some incense and an incense burner with a... He does not have that spell. Oh, could someone start the fire for me?
BRB guys.
Yep.
2 minutes.
Okay. The rats will start the fire.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I just realized Chagga doesn't have the cantrip that starts fires. And how many ranks of survival? He's got 1 rank. He could probably start a fire on his own.
It's gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work. Yeah. Or he could just take out his fiery frost scythe and, turned on the frost. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, he then takes a little tinder twig and lights the candles around the corpse. Do we have the questions ready?
Looks to Grakkel. Ghost puts his hand up.
What is it? Sorry?
What are the questions?
Are you a trust? Who is the god that you followed? Do you trust the crone of cages?
Oh, 1 question per 2 cast levels, so he gets 3 questions.
Okay, so do you trust the crone? Are you at rest? And who was the god that you followed?
Yeah. They go from benign to rather rude. All right. Now, there's no guarantee that he's going to answer the questions truthfully, but we should get answers out of this, your master's body, and from his soul. Allow me to conjure the patterns in the weave, so I may make contact with his spirit. Chagga prays for a little bit, makes his weird hand gestures, and begins to hum and rock back and forth. It's a 10-minute casting. Well, there's also one other reason why this spell won't work, Barnabus says to Grakkel while Chagga's casting. If someone's already done this...
What is it?
If someone's already done this fucking spell in the last week... But there should be some indication. Let's just watch closely. And he's actually going to stand back. He casts Detect Magic, and he's catching the corner of the corpse with the cone, and he starts to concentrate. Chagga's magic goes off. You could tell as there's a necromantic ripple, and then he looks at the corpse. The corpse ripples, kind of shivers a little bit, but remains absolutely still. Hello? Hello?
This is not what you're expecting.
Your fucking spell went off. I could see it running. Hello? Are you at rest?
What does this mean?
Hello? Are you in there? Oh shit, that's a question.
Fucking grab him.
I do not.
Do you trust the crone of cages? And you notice that the ripple happens again and the spell ends. The spell definitely worked. I asked 3 questions of the corpse. It was like nobody was home.
So what does this mean? Where's his spirit?
His fucking spirit's not there, mate.
So
Stop.
it doesn't make no sense. Where should it be?
It should be fucking floating around out there. You know where spirits go? Unless it's already fucking used. That's fucking quick. What do you mean, used? Well, you know, outsiders, right? Oh, it's absorbed by the plane of his afterlife, something like that. Souls get used.
Shouldn't he be going to the god of whatever he followed?
That's the usual fucking thing of it. You go out there, you get judged, or you get put in a big ass fucking line, and you end up on the plane of your god. That's the usual fucking turn of it. There are other fucking ways, you know, multiverse is all vast and all sorts of shit can happen along the way. There are some religions where your soul wanders around and, you know, like fucking Los. Los didn't go to no afterlife. He's stuck in that fucking vessel. If you're asking me where the fuck your master's soul is, I ain't got no clue. I got some fucking guesses, but...
Then let us hear them.
Oh.
He starts putting the body back.
So... usual thing that happens to souls, so this takes a while, is a soul ends up in his god's plane and becomes a petitioner. That is a soul, like, think of it as a stupid angel. A fucking stupid angel of a god. You know, like really dumb lower ones, if you go to hell, you turn into a little worm, you wiggle around, you're in pain. Oh no, it's awful. But you're a fucking petitioner. And sometimes petitioners, either because they're special, or because they're lucky, or because, I don't know, they ate another petitioner, I'm thinking of demons or some shit, they become like outsiders, like angels and demons and modrons and slad, and they become like bigger soul creatures. If that fucking happened to your master, it's possible that this fucking thing won't work, because we need to talk to the soul angel of Senfu Toligan and not fucking Toligan's soul, if you catch my drift. Of course, he becomes something different. He's got a new name now, and tracking that down is going to be a fucking pain. There's also stories of petitioners just simply being at one with their god, and they just kind of go into their god. They just sort of like meld with him, or they meld with the plane itself. You've been such a good boy that heaven just eats you up. That fucking thing happens after a long period of time, though. It's usually when people get bored of their afterlife.
So confusing.
Ghost, was your master easily bored?
No.
No offense, but all that exercise and, you know, rituals and always doing the same kata over and over, it's a fucking boring life, no offense.
Oh, Master was very content staring at the rock garden for hours and hours, then moving one or two pebbles and staring again for many hours, contemplating the meaning of what it has done.
Now here's the fucking edge cases. There are fucking creatures out there that try to eat your soul, turn you into undead, stick you in a soul gem, use you as currency, eat you. There are some fucking creatures that live off of souls. What happens when you get ate? You're fucking destroyed. No afterlife for you. And then there's all sorts of fucking waiting and fugal planes out there where you just fucking wait for an eternity to get judged, to get sent off to your rightful place. Now that covers probably, I don't know, fucking 80% of the cases right there. Yeah,
But what are the likelihood of this happening to him?
80-20 rule. I think it's fucking something different. I think it's not the sort of thing that you guys need to know about. But I'm going to tell you,
if my master soul went missing, what could happen to any of us? Couldn't it?
that's right, I'm telling you, it's not the thing that you need to know about. But I think the Imperium has fucking soul weapons of their own. There are all sorts of stories from the Settler Wars. Sylphs and Sylvans and elves not being able to be brought back to life. It's not the sort of thing you do in Foundry. You don't go bringing yourself back. Foundry's an important Imperial city. Can't have every fucking goblin coming back from the dead. No offense, Grakkel.
I understand the tactics and the logic behind it, but what does it mean to the one who's dead?
I'm not fucking sure, and I don't want to find out. This is the kind of shit that you get dead for.
You're not worried because you're a follower of the five-faced god.
Right.
Yeah, I am not. Neither are many of us. It does not concern you as much, but it concerns us.
I don't follow the five-faced god. Hey, you're fucking special, Chagga. I follow the pattern in the weave. It is a new deity of magic. Well, newer, I think. Good for you.
Question.
The fuck do you want?
So, do we get to keep our soul if we're a follower of the five-faced god?
Oh, that's the fucking thing. It's possible to come back from the dead. I'm worried that if you fucking die in Foundry, you might not come back.
This is for everyone who is not follower of Fafiska.
I'm not a fucking cleric. I haven't talked to any, and only the ones that could fucking do this type of shit are the ones that are gonna be concerned about it.
Then that is why I want to speak with the crone. She would know what happened to my master.
Look, Volcanic is a fucked up place. There are lots of fucking devil worshippers wandering around here because they did service to the Empire. Devils are also a fucking source of, getting souls where they're not supposed to go. Of course, they do it a little less aggressively than fucking demons do. Selling your soul to the devil, you never heard of that sort of thing? Maybe your master did a fucking soul pact with some sort of outsider and had debts beyond the grave.
I do not think so. Master was not like that to make silly decisions like that.
He had a whole fucking lifetime to make one mistake. It'd only take one.
It does not feel like it. How the hell would I find her?
When we get back there, we'll fucking ask.
I'll take my time, fine.
Maybe it's just the location of the body. Maybe if we take the body outside of the city limits of Foundry, we might be able to contact his soul again. So you're going to say we're going to fucking cart a body around? So?
Do you need the entire thing to do it?
Well, yes. Well, you're not going to be fucking doing it for a week. The spell worked on the body. You saw that. Oh, yes. I guess no one could try to use this corpse for speaking for at least 7 days. It's going to take us a fucking 10 day to get up to the fucking treetops, talk to the elves, make a side visit at a museum, just for a little peek-see.
It's free on Thursdays,
And get the fuck back here. By then, we'll fucking play around with the corpse of your master, and then we'll fucking talk to this hag. Kill her if she gets all ornery or something.
Does anyone know where I could leave a message to her? You're looking at Junker and Rat. Can you ask around and see where I could probably find her? Or send her a message?
The hag?
If she's some sort of spiritual leader, she probably doesn't fucking hide from everyone.
Alright, we can ask.
How long can you wait before we go?
I'm not going back to the fucking tower. Let's just say that. Or at least not for long. I'm not sleeping there. The fucking lich went inside my fucking dreams.
Let's leave a message to the crone and say that I want to speak with her in 10 days. Okay. And then
We could track it
we'll
down
leave it
before we
there.
leave. Ghost, Junker, we could track it down before we leave. It'll make you feel better.
Let's find her. We get her. Can't be that hard to find.
All right, so you're gonna go do what? Go to the foreign market
We
and
could go to the foreign market and have Barnabus and the night watchman go, where's the lady? Like, we could do it through diplomacy and sneakiness, but if this is a normal leader in the place.
No. She's it's illegal to
proselytize.
practice, yeah, or practice, right? So I think she's hidden. Like, she didn't show up to drop off the statue. She's just dropped off the statue somehow, right? So I don't know. We can try and walk up and find her, like, where the hell is she? But fuck, I don't know. Then we can look for someone that has a holy symbol of Maglubiyet,
Right. That's
like hidden or whatever. Then you can be like, oh, he's got one. That's that son of a bitch.
Okay, so you're basically going to go to the foreign market and ask around.
go to the foreign market and ask around. Yeah.
Okay, you can add 2. Barnabus will take the lead because I think he wins at diplomacy. He's got a 32 because he's read books.
Holy crap.
Okay.
So Grakkel, I think I auto-aid. Yeah, I auto-aid.
Okay, and then you get a. Just let me switch back from legends to reverse because totally wasn't looking at Juker's token. And
I do it twice a
the
day.
Hero Forge thing, and don't worry about that. That's not happening at all. Shit's cool.
Okay, Chagga follows. He ends up getting noodles and.
The rats don't aid, so it's a 30 whatever from Barnabus.
32 from Barnabas. Chagga auto aids and
36.
plus 2 because Grakkel is the night sheriff. He just needs to stand there.
38. 44.
I also aid.
It's in there.
Okay, it takes you an hour. You ask around. There are some people that nod, and they get you into the right area, and you're kind of like, is it fucking well? Yeah, well's got to be around here somewhere. And you can hear this flapping of wings and jingling of chains as a little creature settles in on kind of like a windowsill about 8 feet off the ground where some laundry is being hung. And it is a little imp. The little imp is wearing what look like little tiny rusty chains all over his body. Some of them are like pierced through with padlocks and like running off of him.
Yeah. Grakkel.
Yes.
Strong Link?
What do you say?
Are you strong, Link?
My strong link.
Strong Link in chain.
I am the beginning and the end of the chain.
Leader. You're leader of this little group.
Fuck. Yes, he's the fucking leader of the group. Says Barnabas, who's clearly annoyed at that.
I am weak, Link.
We're the weak link of your chain.
Weak
Now the
Link.
beginning of this chain where the crown is.
I once danced in Great Link, and then I was weak Link, and I now serve the crown of cages.
I need to speak with her.
Yes, we hear. What you want, Strong Link? What you want, Grakkel?
There are 2 things that I want. One is to know what happened to soul of my master.
Ah, you have questions about souls. Okay, what other thing you want?
What she planned to do with when she has power of menace. And if she wants me beside her.
Yes, these questions are for Crown of Cages. Weak Link do not know answers to these.
Yes, so where is she?
You leave sword here.
No.
You take off all your weapons and come along. She don't like these others.
Okay, I'll leave my swords and then.
They are not hobgoblin. They are not goblin. They are not our people.
You wait for me here.
What language is he speaking?
He's speaking in Goblin.
Ghost is taking out an arrow and is just kind of checking to make certain that it's straight. Oh yeah, that's a straight arrow.
What do you do? What do you do with that? What do you do?
I'm taking my
Don't hit me.
I have my master's blade, but it's not complete. I've got my blade.
No, don't shoot weakling. He's just little.
I do not mean to harm your crone.
Yes? And you not bring weapon proof. You not harm Kron.
And what proof do I have that you will not attack me? You need me as much as I want to speak to you. With me on her side, she will not lose.
You're the one who wants to talk to her.
And she will benefit from my conversation more than I will.
I don't know the answer to this.
And trust me, you do not want to be the reason that the night watchman did not appear and talk with her.
No, I don't trust you.
Then why should I trust you?
You come,
Attempt
night
to-
watchman. She want to talk to you.
If I am not back in 10 minutes, kill everything in the sewer. And everyone. It's better not take more than 10 minutes.
I don't know.
Okay, 15 minutes. Just 15. Let's be sure, 15 minutes.
He still shrugs.
Follow me, Grakkel. Follow me.
And I slight have hand my weapon to my sleeve. Oh.
Come this
Here
way.
in Nizumi, the conversation of, are we really cutting away 15 minutes? They're now playing rock, paper, scissors. Everybody 15 minutes.
Barnabus takes out his pocket watch. He clicks a thing, and he just waits. Have fucking fun.
Don't actually kill everyone, just, I'll be back. Okay. I follow the little guy.
This way, strong Link. This way.
Where is he? Oh, yeah.
Okay, he flies building to building and brings you maybe about a block over, and there's the well that you were told about.
Okay.
The well does have a bunch of imps carved into the side of him.
Okay.
9 in total.
Okay.
The well looks deep. The weak link imp just flies into the well, and you can hear his echoey voice.
Come follow me down the well. Climb the ladder.
There's spider climb down the side.
Okay. Yeah, you end up at the bottom of the well. The well, there's a kind of like a waterwork down there. You easily avoid the pool of water where someone would actually draw water from, but there is space to stand. Maybe about a 40 by 40 chamber with water in the center. There's some passageways that lead off into other places, sort of also a junction underneath the streets of Foundry. There are some green glowing eyes and some growls that come from the darkness, and these partially bipedal creatures that look like an amalgam between goblins and wolves approach. Weak Link flies right past them.
Don't mind my pets. Rasha, Rasha.
She says something in a language you don't know. It wasn't trade common, it wasn't goblin, wasn't Nagaji, wasn't draconic. Weak link lands on this really hefty crone's form. She's got all sorts of weird implements that are sticking out of pouches. She's wearing a amulet that looks like it's like an old noose that might have been used. She's got long fingernails and looks to be like a venerable hobgoblin. Graying hair, sagging flesh. Weak link is whispering to her.
Oh, the Night Sheriff, you say? Interesting. It doesn't look very big.
You are the crone of cages. My master followed Maglubiyet. Yes.
Your master was not the most devout of followers, but follow he did.
And thank you for putting the statue.
It is not. It is not me that you need to thank.
Then who?
It is a matter of faith, a matter of obligation, a matter of unity.
Then what do I ask then? Do you plan to do if you are to become head of Menace?
Is this about your master?
No. I have other question about my master. This question I have to see if I will support you or not.
You are quite presumptuous, aren't you? Why do I have to answer to you?
You do not. But with me by your side, and not by the Oni, it would definitely make you stronger. If you do not want it, then you will have a bigger hurdle to jump. If you do want it, then I will present it. But first you tell me how you will be running the Menace. Then what will become of the people of our hub? I assume you care for them if you are who you are.
What I care about is to make sure that goblins and hobgoblins don't forget from whence they came.
And what does that mean?
They
In terms of action.
are the blessed race.
You said the bested race?
I heard blessed race.
Blessed race. I got bested like, huh, sounds fucked up. How do you remind them?
Maglubiyet is both the god of the gob and the hob. He is the fiery eyes, the mighty one, the high chieftain, the lord of depths and darkness. He is the god of goblin war, a great general, also known to some as the battle lord.
So if I was to stand by your side,
Maglubiyet is a giant of giants amongst goblin kind. His black skin of ash, flaming red eyes, Powerful muscles that are stronger than any goblin that ever lived. His talons are sharp. He wields the mighty coal-black battle axe that constantly drips the blood of those he has slain. He lives in constant conflict. A conflict that we all goblinoids feel in our bones. How can you not remember? How can you not know him? But if you do forget, I have ways of reminding you. On the infernal battlefields of Acheron, on those great battlefields, the chessboard of the gods, of the plains even, the goblin hordes rage and fight. Until the day that they are called upon to fight the final war. Would you deny your god, your creators? Would you say I am so much a coward that I fear to join the ranks of those that came before me, your forefathers and foremothers, to march, to fight, to plunder? There are signs. Yes, signs. I have consulted with the great prophetess. Coven of One says the time of the conjoining, of the collapse of the multiverse is upon us. It can only mean that the great battle soon comes. If you do not follow Maglubiyet, if you are not reminded of the debt that you owe the gods themselves that created you, well then, death is the only recourse. Tell me, you don't follow the foolish one, do you?
I have not followed anyone.
Oh, an empty vessel. And here I thought today was going to be boring. Your master came around.
Why? What made him change his mind? Or come around, as you say? And how long ago?
Years ago. You might have been a whelp, not sure. I lose track of these things. He came here with a bowl. And he worshipped in that bowl patience, tolerance, meditation, arts and crafts. Foolish, foolish things.
Do I know what bowl she's talking about?
Nope. Well, you know what? Yes. There is a broken bowl. Like it's not like a bowl you eat out of, it's more like a bowl that you would wash your face in.
Found.
And you know it's broken. It's packed away in like a cedar chest in your
Master stuff.
in your master's stuff. Like there was a nice wool blanket and this broken bowl that for some reason he kept.
I made him break it. When I reminded him.
How did you remind him?
Well, your master was a bit of a hard case. He was preaching things that should not be preached.
Like what?
Oh, tolerance.
If you do not have tolerance for your warriors or your young ones, then they will not grow up to be as strong fighters as they should be.
It has been a long time since I've spoken of this faith. Your master had a lover, and I turned her to Maglubiyet. The only way he would see her in the afterlife is if he converted.
Where is my master's soul? I cannot find it through magic.
He is with Maglubiyet now.
I do not think so.
What do you know of these things?
I myself am not a caster, but the ones that follow me are. One has tried reincarnating. There was nothing responding. The soul did not do anything.
That is because your master's soul is with Maglubiyet, the greatest of the goblin gods.
One tried to speak with dead, and again there was no response.
He is with the Iron One now, with his bride. He's probably seeking her out upon the cubes of Acheron.
Are you not answering my question on purpose, or are you having a blind eye to what I am telling you?
I have done what I was commanded. I reminded a wayward goblin, a wayward hob, where he came from and who his lord should be.
Are you able to bring one back from the dead?
I am the deliverer to Maglubiyet. And if you question me again, I will send you to him.
The two creatures. She seems. Yeah, give me a sense motive on it. First, these two creatures are now readying actions. Hostile actions.
You want sense motive?
Yep.
Yep, good stuff. 8. Good stuff.
She's a difficult old lady.
Being a bitch. Stop it.
I will come back in 10 days.
Will you?
Yes. And he starts leaving. From what my friend said, something here has blocked or stopped his spirit.
Give me a diplomacy check. You did come here and want to talk about things. She just didn't like how you were talking about them. The DC's 20, otherwise the Barghests attack.
Ooh, 29.
You come back here in 10 days, and what will happen then?
We will decide if you will have me by your side or not.
Very well, Night Sheriff. 10 days. Come back here, alone, and we'll continue this conversation. Until then, I'll be watching your deeds very closely.
Say to myself, excuse me, watch all you want. I'm not going to be in town.
She rustles underneath her garb, and she kind of pulls off what appears to be one of many. She looks at it and then tosses it to you. It's something on the end of a chain.
He grabs it.
Okay. You open it up, and it is this like scowling, very impressive looking goblinoid head at the end of a chain. It's an unholy symbol of Maglubiyet.
So Maglubiyet's the evil guy, you're saying?
Maglubiyet is
Awful.
it's actually neutral evil by the page I'm looking at. Although it says
Lawful evil?
neutral evil.
Great. I'm looking at a different page, I guess.
He might be lawful evil on other.
Neutral evil, and I am lawful neutral.
Oh no, he's lawful evil. Lawful evil.
Could be a guy I could follow, but I will. He looks around quick, briefly. He's like, "Do you have something for me to read about Maglubiyet?"
He is the god of order and war. And you clearly are not a cleric, nor are you a candidate for such learning.
No.
Go and impose your will upon other hobgoblins and goblins, knights. And may the bloody axe spare you.
He looks at the chain, like twirls it in his hand, puts it in his pocket.
Yep.
10 day, Kron. We will see you then.
10 day. And I warn you, Grakkel, I am the priestess. You are the warrior. Don't forget that. And you and I. Stay in your caste. Stay in your role. And you and I will not have any problems.
Can you get I already did sense motive on her. I wanted to know if she was purposefully dodging the question and the facts.
She's being all sorts of fucking difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, you rolled an 8, so I'm not telling you anymore because you rolled poorly. I want to, but I'm not.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Climb out. Go back over the guys. Oh shit! Has it been 50 minutes?
They're all spells blazing, flying around.
So it's been more than 15. So we were having a planning meeting on what we're gonna do with it.
Chagga's sitting down. Barnabus is giving them a lecture on something that they're only half listening to. Oh, you're fucking back already? Oh, whoops! It's been like 25.
Why the hell is everyone still alive? This is bullshit.
You told us not to kill everyone. Counter.
Yes. So she
You have a nice time.
she did not tell me anything useful about the spirit of him.
All
Either
right.
she was just ignoring or she was being blind to it. I will return to her again. Oh, before actually no, we'll talk later. Let us be on our way.
All right then. All right. So she didn't fucking tell you anything about souls not going missing?
She was just saying that my master is with the god he followed.
Which god is that? Is that the Maglubiyet one?
Maglubiyet.
It's an old fucker.
Yes.
Imperials don't like that god very much. It's like the god of the hobgoblins. You know, they tend to...
Goblins and hobgoblin creator, yes, she mentioned. She gave me a small lecture, that's why it took forever. But the are we a good distance away now? I assume we're walking?
Yeah.
There's something that she gave me that I wanted you to look into. Make sure it is not cursed or have any strange magic on it. It looked like an amulet or
Let's say...
a symbol. He takes it out of his pocket, puts it like face down in his hand, and like curls his hand over.
Barnabus casts some magic on it, or casts some spells on it. It's a fucking unholy symbol of Maglubiyet. It's got no magic on it, aside from, you know, magic of the gods or whatnot. Oh.
She said she would be watching me. Will this thing have magic to let her do it? And no, I have not decided to follow him.
Right.
I need to know more about him, though. This would tell me how she would be.
Right. He's kind of a fucker.
From the way that she behaved and the things that she said, I do not trust that she will be kind or fair. But I do not expect any of them to be. The question is, who is going to be the least asshole?
He's like the chief fucker of all the, no offense, of all the hobgoblin and goblin gods. I even think he's like chief over bugbears or some shit like that.
Which might be what the people need. But unfortunate as it might be to say.
I don't know, he's a fucking old god. If he was such a fucking, like, winner of battles or whatever they fucking say, he hasn't really won too much. You know, against the other gods. Maybe against his other goblin gods, but... goblins fighting goblins. Alright, what else can I tell you? It's fucking, it's the reason why goblins really like wolves and wolves really like him. Apparently there's some fucking spiritual connection. You know, you've heard of warg riders?
Yes.
I think that's like a gift of like, Maglubiyet. He's into sacrifices. Yeah, you got a new axe? Nice battle axe to sacrifice people to. It's charming. Real charming.
I'm beginning to dislike him more and more.
Well, I think his holy place is in some place called Acheron. I can see why hobgoblins like it. It's like fight shit and, you know, get into big gangs. Follow orders. He's looking at Grakkel like, you sure you want that, bud?
Silly. None of the gods make any sense. Alright. I will contemplate this while staring at stones for long hours.
He doesn't fucking get along with elven gods or dwarven gods or even the orc gods or, you know, the other gods. He's kind of a pissant. Not that you worship a god because he gets along with everyone, but you could probably do better.
I think I have already decided what I will do. But Yeah, he is a thing I am interested in.
I think there's a big goblin city, like a big fucking metropolis of goblins out there in the plains. I think he's lord of that city. That's a frightful thought, a city of goblins. Oh, I'm sure there are cities of goblins here on Volcanica. We don't have to go to the plains for that. Right, it's a sort of city I don't ever want to go to. No offense, Grakkel.
Yeah, I can see how it can be very scary for you.
It's fucking right. It's fucking terrifying is what it is. One fucking look at me, and they're like, oh, look at that. It's a fucking sacrifice.
I would not go there if I were you.
Rats
Yes.
don't count as sacrifice, right?
I'm sure they got all sorts of things to do to you. Make a nice little necklace out of your tails. Nice, a nice, Nizumi cat o' nine tails. I guess it would be a rat o' nine tails. That's a fucking joke.
Not funny.
I thought so. Rat
Cat
o'
of nine tails. That shit's funny.
You're disgusting, Barnabus. It's just fucking good humor. It's good old fun.
So,
So you good? Or are we gonna go kill this ag lady for giving you shit?
no, she's not better or worse than any of the other ones. I still want to go and chat with the other dojo, but I'll do that in a 10-day when I return. At least now they know that I will be back in 10 day, where decision will be made till then.
Well, it won't be hard to track down the mountains or whatever they're called. I'm sure it's just a big fucking building.
Yeah, it is a few blocks down in this direction. But it is no need. Let them think it through. Let them worry about it for many times. Many days.
Shape-changing invisible fuckers, that might take a while.
No, the Oni screw them. We'll get to them later. Not interested in killing everyone. But at least they know that I'm making a decision. And it will take 10 days. So hopefully no bloodshed will happen till then. So let's make it only 10 days and hurry up.
Right? You sure? Now that you told them 10 day, you could just go and pay them a visit today. They probably don't know yet.
What do you say?
They probably don't know yet. They won't be expecting you. Because you probably meant 10 days when you said it.
Is their dojo on the way to the train?
It's in the neighborhood. You know where their dojo is.
All right, let's go. Sure. What the hell?
Okay, you arrive at this almost temple-like structure. It's the most popular and populous fighting school in probably all of Foundry.
Oh, can we I wanted to just stealth my way in there, and just when they're like, no, I step up from behind the curtain. Hello. What the fuck? No, we'll just walk. We'll walk in.
Okay.
To see the master.
Yeah, there are some the equivalent of white belts kind of like ceremonially guarding the front door. They go scrambling away from you. They recognize you. At least one of them does, and whispers, "Night sheriff," and they go scrambling away. There's you could hear a class going on.
I'm interested in speaking to your master. Please see if he's available.
Are the other 4 chuckleheads also entering the building with Grakkel?
I think the rats are waiting outside, and if they hear the sound of a kung fu fight going on, then actually they're outside taking
You
bets.
you would see spray flying up through this in the air.
All
I
right.
assume it's like a wall, and then it goes.
We'll be right out here, Grakkel. Don't get too far into that complex. We don't have to go looking for you.
No problem.
All right. A couple of senior students arrive. They don't bow to you. They look at you and say in Goblin, yes.
I would like to speak with your master.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Cool. Because I do not mind cutting the bitch today. Yeah, crazy with me. Let's do this. Diplomacy. 18.
Senfu Jaxel is in the middle of a class right now.
Nice. I like those. How long will he be?
Is there a message? He will be a few hours. You can wait here if you want.
I have to leave. You can, if he can spare a few minutes, it will help me decide on helping the next Hand of the Menace. But I have to leave now. This is important.
You want to meet with the master.
Unfortunate as my timing is for your master, I have to depart very shortly.
You're leaving?
I will be returning in a 10-day to decide on who will be the next Menace leader.
You're quiet. We will tell the master you're gone for 10 days. Is that it?
He nods, turns around, and walks away.
Okay, they're bickering back and forth a little bit, and then they recede into their own temple.
Okay. They have been given the message. So you put a fucking note in the door in the tower. Back in 10.
Hey, that was fucking quick. Oh, yes.
Apparently he's busy in the class. But they now know I will be away for days.
Do we have to fucking make this place shitty as well?
So, question.
Hmm.
Does the 15 minutes then kill everyone thing stand here as well, or was that just for...
No, that was just a one-time thing. Good question.
The two rats are exchanging coins.
Do me a favor and always ask me if you're not sure.
Don't they know who you are?
They know who I am.
Why the fuck do you... Do they tell you to fuck off?
Yeah, the master is in class. They can explain it to him why they did not see me. Wait, I'm the night watchman.
Question.
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to be the one with, like, the great big shiny sword?
Yeah.
Well, go show them your big shiny sword. Go beat up their class. Just take.
Leave
One of the rats is
the
going
scabbard
out.
on.
Well, one of the rats is going and grabbing a stick. Just bringing you a stick. Here. Go beat their ass.
What did you want to tell them? You told them that you would be back in 10 days.
Hmm.
It's their fault for not understanding 10 days means 10 minutes. Go beat their ass.
God damn it. Chuk, 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 chuk. You too. Anyone?
Yeah, I'm taking care of that.
It's like the bot read the stream names and the game we were playing.
Oh,
It's not bad.
I'm not an admin right now. I don't have the power. Huh? There it is. I had to reset it.
Are you going back in, Grakkel?
Hmm.
Okay, there's these two white belt equivalents just gonna back at the door again. Their jaws drop when they see the night watchman's returned. Two of them are trying to now push this big, heavy iron door closed. You've got all the time in the world to step into the temple if you wanted.
Is there a roof to the place or not?
Yeah, there's a roof. It's like a tapered, shingled roof.
The rats are climbing the roof to see if there's a window so they can watch the ass kicking that's about to occur. And laugh.
Are you
Yeah,
stepping?
walk
Okay, you're like,
Getting his ass
"Oh!"
kicked.
They're trying to push this big door closed. There wasn't enough of them to push it closed really, really quickly, so that you step into the entry hall. The door kind of clangs closed, and you can hear the class stop. You can hear the quickened steps of across the clean wooden floors of these two monks that you talked to before. You, what are you doing back here?
Please bring your master. I decided that I only want to speak with him now.
You're not supposed to be in here.
Do you know who I am?
Give me an intimidate check.
Sure. $36, not 20.
Ah, it's the night sheriff. What is going on in there? Oh, the night sheriff is here. Senfu. And they bow towards him, like they retreat from where you are. They bow towards him, and then they are walking so that they have not turned their back on either you or the senfu. They've cleared away. You can now walk into the main training area.
Okay.
There are, in the antechamber that you're in, sort of the entry hall, you do see that there are a bunch of little shrines of former masters of the Mountain Fist School. It's traditional if you walk into this place to bow to them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're doing that now, or... Describe your stance and gait, and, like, are you, like, holding onto your sword, or are you just walking in?
His sword is on his hip. It's like he's leaning on it, like it's kind of like it's here, and he's got his arm across it, kind of thing.
Okay.
But he's respectful, powerful, commanding. He will bow because it's tradition, and he has nothing against them.
Okay, these two students go scrambling into the room. You can hear the squeak along the polished floors of the bare feet of the monks. You walk into the auditorium size room, and you can see there, I don't know, 16 students, 4 senior students, and then senfu Jaxel at the front. Everyone's turned to look at you.
Senfu Jaxel. I just call him Jaxel. Or
How
he's
far
not nice.
into the auditorium are you walking? Are you now just kind of crest the threshold into the room? You can feel
Yeah.
everyone looking at you.
Senfu.
Are you walking all the way in, or are you yelling from the
No.
doorway?
I'll walk a little bit in.
Okay, you walk about
Do I call him Jaxel or Senfu Jaxel? What?
His title is Senfu.
Senfu Jaxel. We need to have a conversation regarding what you plan to do.
One of the senior students, ceremonial row. The students spread, and they seem to line up in a big line, 2 lines kind of facing each other. There's about a 20-foot gap between the 2 lines. They've ordered themselves by some sort of pip or rank. The 2 senior students that you intimidated kind of go scrambling towards the line and are walking along the line and making sure that some of the younger students are, standing properly. And they're running ahead, and then they get into the line right behind 2 of the other senior students. Senfu Jaxel is just standing at the end of the long line. He simply gives you a motion, like, come closer.
Hey, rats. Better have some Overwatch here.
Give me a disable device check from the rats,
Okay.
or a stealth check if they're going to squeeze in through.
Oh, they're gonna squeeze in. So you want both?
Okay. No, just give me a
Stealth.
disable device is you're making a hole. Stealth is you're climbing in through existing places, and then escape artist would be you're going to climb in through a place that's not expected.
We will make ourselves a hole.
Okay, then a disable device.
Okay. 40.
Okay, you've pulled up tiles and burrowed your way into like the attic of like of an overhang. Like
We're in the arches,
There
yeah.
are bugs and things and little spider webs and stuff like that in here, and you've pulled back some of the planks, and you could see into the building. You can see them all
Right.
lined out, and bunch of sweaty hobgoblin students.
If Grakkel ends up in a bloody pile on the floor, you might hear giggling.
Yeah, Grakkel. How far do you approach? Like, how close to Senfu Jaxel do you approach?
You're muted.
15 feet away.
Sorry, 20 feet. There.
Okay, there you go.
Perhaps our conversation should be held in private.
Senfu Grakkel. I was wondering when you would arrive. I didn't get a chance to give you my condolences at the funeral.
It was all right. Your message was received quite well and loud.
What brings you here?
Just simple. He looks at his students like, sure, whatever.
The 2 closest to you are very nervous. Not just the ones you intimidated at the door. I'm talking about like lesser students, students who I didn't even create tokens for.
No. The other 2 had come and talked to me. I figured I would give you a chance to talk as me to me as well.
What's there to talk about? You're the night watchman, and I'm a senfu.
The Menace's new leader.
I thought you rejected Claretta's offer. You got your way. You're not Menace.
I am not, but I am Night Watchman.
I see. And what message does the Night Watchman have? For the School of the Mountain Fist.
It is a quite simple one. I was never your enemy. Before my master's death or after. One option that the people here have is Oni, which are bloodthirsty and cruel. The other is an old one, who will do more torture than good. And you have more in common with me than either of them. Our understanding of each other should be stronger than them.
We are both senfu of schools, that is true. One of his senior students starts kind of like chuckling a little bit, like at the thought of your school. The master simply delivers a vicious roundhouse kick to the guy's guts, and one of his senior students is now lying on the floor, moaning. Ah! We are both senfu. You are the Night Watchman.
Yes. I would enjoy having a Menace leader who understands me and I understand them well.
I see. I see no problem with you continuing to be senfu of your school. You have earned that through blood. Enough hobgoblins and goblins died in front of your school. Only a foolish warrior would deny you that. You can see he's like looking at, like he's trying to search for what it is that you want.
As a test to me, Greta had sent a creature that had killed many, and she cared nothing for the ones that died. What do you think of this?
The only true way a warrior can test himself is in battle.
Battle against me is fine, but there were many innocent that were not required to die who did. And her response was, you must always kill in order to get what you need. Or something along those lines. And I ask you, would you do the same thing?
Unleash beasts in the streets to terrorize commoners? I have much better things to do with my time.
And the commoners and the ones that would be in your care, would they be treated well?
There are no commoners here.
The ones in your care, your students. When you are Menace leader, you would also be responsible for the ones outside.
I'm responsible for everyone in this school. Yes. Is there something that you're getting at?
I am hoping that you will not have the vileness of the other two in your blood or your heart towards our own people.
If you're so concerned about leadership of the Menace, well then why don't you join the Menace?
There are many other things I must take care of.